Okay, guys. Hey, I need to do a weekly recap. Actually, I'm going to do a weekly recap of last week's settlement and a recap of my 2023 numbers. So let's get into it. Now, last week, I didn't do any video footage. Had a good week, though. Left out on Sunday afternoon, got home on Friday about midday, and actually got in early enough. I was able to put my trailer in the shop there at the Oakley, North Little Rock yard. Got a couple of things fixed. I'll kind of talk about that next week, kind of show you what they did. Got a truck washed, got the trailer washed, got some housekeeping things taken care of, if you will. And I'm taking off Monday. My wife's off work, and I've got an appointment and going to work on my taxes, try to get them all done, and just taking Monday off. So next week will be a little bit of a short week, but I do have the settlement numbers for the week we just got paid for. And starting off with the mileage, I had a total of 2,463 miles, 566 empty miles, 1,897 loaded miles, for a total of 2,463 miles. And that gave me a gross revenue of $5,914. And then my deductions, which at Oakley, the deductions are primarily fuel, and then the other things like your toll, electronic toll device, I forget what it's called, you know, your base plate fees and liability insurance, stuff like that. All the deductions. Those were $1,429, so that gave me a weekly net of $4,484. So that's a pretty good week for me. Yeah, and then moving on to the 2023 numbers. For those of you that are kind of new, maybe following me, you know, I started at Oakley back in December of 2022. So 2023 is my first full year as an Oakley owner-operator. And my first year as an owner-operator, period. You know, I was an employee driver at Maverick prior to coming to Oakley. So, you know, new to the whole in-dump thing, new to Oakley, and new to owning my own truck. So this will give you a honest look at the numbers for a new owner-operator. Okay, so my gross 2023 revenue was $255,268. So a little over $255,000. And then my settlement deductions, you know, for fuel and the base plates and liability insurance, all of that stuff. Sorry, I didn't print out a settlement to kind of go over all of that, but the settlement deductions were a bit over $72,000. So that gives me a net revenue of a little over $183,000 for 2023. Okay, now when I talk to guys that are interested in Oakley, I try to tell them, you know, a realistic weekly net settlement number of $3,500 as an average. Now, as you can see, if you've been watching my videos, many times I have weeks much better than that, you know. $4,000 to $5,000 is not uncommon. But as a weekly average, $3,500 is a good number. And if you do the math on my yearly net revenue, $183,000, a little over, and divide it by 52 weeks, you get just under $3,500. So that's just a real attainable expectation. Now, other expenses, just to give you a deeper look at my numbers. You know, other drivers are going to have different numbers. My other expenses, you know, repairs, maintenance, my truck payment, all of that came to about $62,000. So when it's all said and done, I was at about $120,000 of revenue for 2023. You know, that just leaves me having to pay my taxes. It's got everything out of there, all the settlement deductions, my truck payment, my repairs, maintenance, fuel, everything except for paying taxes. I was at about $120,000 for the year. So, you know, as a first-time owner-operator, I'm okay with that. I should, and if you watch other guys that are doing videos from Oakley, they'll probably have numbers that could be better than that because, you know, I lost about almost 5 full weeks back in August with my truck in the shop. You know, I had the short block engine replacement done, and I actually had a lot of things done. But I lost, you know, a good 5 weeks completely off the road while my truck was in the shop getting that short block replaced. So, you know, my numbers really, my gross revenue really should have been closer to $290,000 or $300,000. The net revenue really should have been more like 200,000 or real close. But, you know, you have to look at that. I'm giving you real stuff, you know. You have to look at that. You know, people have to put their trucks, drivers have to put their trucks in the shop all the time for things. I mean, I know guys that just got new trucks a couple months ago and they've already been in the shop for 2 or 3 weeks. So, you know, I don't know what the magic potion is on getting a truck. But yeah, you know, I bought my truck. It was a used truck. I got it from Aero Truck Sales up in near Springfield, Missouri. It's an old Wiley flatbed truck. You see a lot of them out there. In fact, there's several Oakley drivers that have them. But I had a lot of repairs, more than I would have thought, you know. I think, I didn't write this number down, but I think I had over $30,000 in maintenance and repairs that I paid for during that year. And that doesn't include, you know, the short block engine replacement was covered by PACCAR because it was still under warranty. It's just that I lost many weeks of income producing time while it was in the shop, and I still had a few $1,000s of expenses related to that repair because, you know, they did other stuff that needed to be done with the engine replacement. So I will say that right now I'm happy with the truck. It's running great, but I did have a lot of things to work through that first year, you know, and even though I have the NTP, you know, aftermarket warranty, you know, you guys that are shopping for trucks and looking at that, you know, don't think, I mean, I have had that warranty pay for a few things, you know, and help out with a few things, but don't be thinking that that's going to keep you from having a lot of repair expense, because it won't. You know, it's good at not covering things in a lot of cases. But anyway, those are my numbers. You know, and every driver is going to have different numbers, different truck payment, different expenses to some degree. But I think, you know, if you looked at all Oakley drivers, they're probably going to be somewhere, give or take, in this ballpark. I'm sure some of the guys that have been here longer and more experienced are going to have numbers better than that. And I expect mine to be better for 2024. But we'll see. You know, if the truck keeps running and I don't have to spend so much keeping it running, I'll have a better year too. Okay, I guess that's the bulk of that. I do want to take this time to mention you guys that have allowed me to turn in your contact information to the recruiting department. You know, they have reached out to me because you're interested in Oakley. You've seen the videos and you're interested in Oakley, and allowed me to submit your information to recruiting. I thank you for that. It helps. And for those of you that actually signed on and used me as your referral when you applied, thank you very much. You know, that kind of makes all of this video work and time worthwhile. So I greatly appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I already mentioned next week's going to be a little short. So no need to go into that again, but that's a quick review of the numbers, the most recent week and the 2023. See you out on the road next week.